Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to another episode of Love Misunderstood. I'm your host, Nicole Pacheco, along with our co-host, Nigel Kettle, who is a life coach and self-help author. Also with us today are our extended guests, Vinasha Prescott and Janae Days. Today's episode, can you really trust your partner? The truth about all of us.
I know me. I've said some lies. Ooh, have I said some lies? But was I really honest with myself? Because if I'm not honest with myself, how can I truly be honest with my partner? So today we're going to get deep inside this whole conversation because I think we all have lied and we all have said some truths to our convenience and truths that are really real. What truths, what lies, and do you think this is real? Tell me what you think, honey.
Listen, I try my best to be as honest as possible. They say honesty is the best policy, and I think that's the honest way to go. Now, granted, I do believe it is so easy to lie. Like, it's easier to lie than it is to be honest. And I guess it depends on the specific, thing that you're being honest about or lying about, but it's a lot of people nowadays, I feel like, um, it's actually, whoa, not a lot of people nowadays. I think now in my generation, I think people are more honest and open about themselves, and they are just going to be like, take me as I am, in comparison to like hiding themselves and not being open and lying and just hiding unnecessary things and trying to seem like the perfect partner. So for me, as I said, I'm open, I'm honest, as much as I can be, as much I try to be. And honestly, like if you like that, great, cool, we can make this work. If not, see you later.
I love how you say as much as we can be, because that means it's not full honesty. Janae, you're cute though. That was cute, the cute way that you twisted it. Janae, what do you think about this subject?
Can you really trust a partner? I feel like it's like deeply engraved in my culture that you really can't. Like I'm Jamaican and like
Cannot, meaning cannot?
cannot trust our partners. Like if you speak to any other Jamaicans, they'll be like, no, you can't trust that man. You can't trust that woman. Oh, she's Jamaican. She has the blood running through her veins. Like something along the lines of that. But like when it comes to lies, I realize I'm not that open and I'm not that honest because I want to seem like the perfect person for that person, like if I truly like them. So I'm gonna just admit my faults or my flaws here before like we get into that deeper conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nigel, you Jamaican. She's speaking about y'all people. I thought everything was Irie. What are we doing here?
Yo, what a guan.
There you go.
Are you gonna diss Jamaican name like that?
Epa.
Crying.
I have to. I'm sorry.
Somebody got to be honest here. Oh, this is good.
Yeah, I mean, so when it comes to the subject of can you trust, well, actually, Nicole, I'm curious about do you trust people? Do you, like, when you're in a relationship, do you feel like you can trust your partner, like, completely?
So can I trust myself to tell the truth? No. Because of the life that I've lived, it makes me very cautious. Now, do I believe that they are dishonest? No. From the beginning, I give you that full disclosure. Right here, right now, you've never done anything towards me. This, I say to myself, you have never done anything towards me, so everything that you say, I'm going to take with a grain of salt, but I'm going to believe you because you have not shown me that side of you. Now, once you show me that side, I will never believe you ever again.
Okay. So you're saying you give the benefit of the doubt.
From jump.
From the inception of the relationship.
From the beginning.
Okay. And if you're proven wrong.
Once you're done, you're done.
Okay, done
in the sense of if you show me that you're a liar and I choose to let you stay in my life, in my head, doesn't matter what you say. You could tell me the sky is blue and you're still lying.
This is an interesting subject. And Janae, it sounds like you're saying that you don't really trust men because from your experience, based on Jamaicans, that you can't trust them. Right.
I feel like it goes both ways. Like you can't trust a woman, you just can't trust a Jamaican. Like it's hard.
Oh damn!
It's because like when you have that stereotype, it's hard not to play into that stereotype. So I feel like I'm literally like suspicious or on guard when I speak to a Caribbean person. So that's
that is like such a weird thing because I actually know a lot of women that think like you.
Are they Jamaican?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it is a cultural thing.
And as a matter of fact, I know Jamaicans who say that, Jamaican women who say they'll never date a Jamaican because they can't be trusted.
Oh, damn.
And of course, I'm a Jamaican male and I completely disagree with all of that. I think, again, it's, it's kind of like, as you say, Janae, it's a stereotype, right? And yes, a lot of Jamaican men are not the most faithful, but there are a lot of them that are very faithful. And
and you're one of them.
I am one of those people, and it's because I listen, if you value somebody, if you value the person you're with, before I go to this, let me just lay down some fundamentals here, right? So in a relationship, no matter how committed you are to your partner, you're going to find other people attractive. You're going to meet other people that either their personalities are very intriguing, maybe, physically they're very attractive. This is going to happen, right? And we should stop telling people that if you love somebody, you're never going to ever love anybody else. Right? Or you're never going to find other people attractive. This is just not true. Right?
Whoa, yeah.
Loving somebody doesn't mean you're not going to have feelings for somebody else. This is just the way we work as human beings.
Can we sit in that for a minute? You just like, can you say that again?
Yeah. Accept that your partner is going to find other people attractive. He or she will be drawn to other people. What's going to keep the relationship together is the fact that you've made a commitment to this person and you say, I am going to commit myself to you. I promise to love you forever. That commitment is the only thing that's going to stop you from cheating. You can't stop yourself from liking somebody else. You yourself can't even do it. You see an attractive guy, you come across somebody that's really entertaining, that is like has all the charm and the personality that you admire. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to like this person. It happens. It's going to happen. Your man, your woman is going to like other people, right? And the only thing that's going to stop him or her from cheating is the fact that he or she made a commitment to you, right? That's the only thing. Like relationships are predicated on this one fact. I made a commitment to you and I will not break this commitment.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
So then does that mean when somebody cheats, it's not a mistake?
Well, I mean, you see, again, one of the misconceptions in love is that you can only love one person. That's just myth. You can love several people.
Love?
Absolutely.
Not just a little attention thing. No. Love?
There are several women, right, that I find attractive or appealing for many different reasons. I'm not talking about physical attraction only, right? What is going to prevent me from having an affair with one of those women, right? And, you meet somebody, you're attracted to them, they're attracted to you, right? It's going to happen, right? The only thing is that I am not going to allow this relationship to progress further because I won't entertain it. So it's not that you don't find this person attractive. It's not like you don't find them compelling or engaging. It's just that you're making a conscious decision to not pursue this. and you're going to say, out of respect for your partner who you've made a commitment to, you're going to say, I will not take this any further. I am actually very strict when it comes to this. If I find somebody attractive or appealing or engaging, I usually tell my partner. And the reason why I do that, because they're an extra buffer too. If they see me, spending more time than I should, then they bring it to my attention and I'm like, well, what are you doing? Because sometimes we do things and we're not aware of it.
That is true.
Agree.
Anyway, what's your take on that, guys?
Nigel, you tell your partner every person you find attractive. Is that like, what time period do you have? Like,
That's brave.
what if you find...
No, so I don't tell her everybody I find attractive, right? In my previous marriage, I had a client that we became really tight. And a part of that was that she had this personality that kind of like I was attracted to. And at some point I realized that, oh my God, I'm actually really liking this person. Now, I recognize that this is dangerous, right? So at that moment, I brought it to my partner's attention, to my wife's attention. And I said, I have this client that I am finding myself attracted to, and I have put a stop to it, but I just want you to be aware, right?
So brave.
No, and the reason why I did that, because if, we all experience these moments of vulnerability, and I'm going to tell you how this sneaks in, because this is when people cheat. When you're feeling vulnerable, it's usually like, a lot of times, if you're having like a problem in your relationship, you have an argument, let's say your partner say something that put you down and you feel, at that moment, you're feeling vulnerable. Usually, this is the moment of weakness. This is the time that you will actually pick up the phone and call that other person that
Yes.
likes you. And believe it or not, what you're looking for is validation. You want to feel good about yourself. This is just a human thing.
Yes.
And if you think about your relationships that you've been in,
Oh, yeah.
and the moments, the times that you've reached out to somebody else or pick up the phone and call somebody else, is probably because at that moment you're going through a little bit of a harsh period with your partner. Mm-hmm. And at that moment you feel vulnerable and you need some reassurance. You need to feel loved or wanted or whatever the case may be. Those are the times when you're going to reach out and pick up that phone and make that call. If my partner knows that I am having feelings for this person, she's going to say, hell no. You're not going to be going to dinner with that person. You're not going to, And this is why I feel that it's important for your partner to know that, I have, because it's kind of like an extra buffer, an extra guard.
Right, but what if it stops with your business? Like if you're a business owner and you want to be honest with your spouse and be brave, because that's very brave, to let them know, hey, I have some type of, there's some chemistry going on here. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling something. And they tell you, you are to not have business with that person any longer. Now it interferes with the business, not only the relationship, but the business. Right. Now more arguments can happen if there's less money in the house, type of thing. You know what I mean?
So there's one rule of thumb I have in business is never date a client, right? Oh, yeah. Or never date anybody that works for you, right? That's like the first one.
Wait, those are two different things. So never date anybody that works for you and never date a client. Right. Okay.
Because you never mix business with pleasure.
Agreed.
And you never want to be in that awkward position where, and I've seen, love in the workplace from time to time. It never works out well. I remember once we had these two people that were, in love, and the woman was married. Mm. And so both of them worked for me. And the next thing I know, the guy is showing up at her place, And this became such a big thing. Now she had to take out a restraining order against him, and they work in the same place.
Oh no, somebody got to quit.
It was like, I can't tell you how bad it was. And of course she quit because she couldn't deal with it. But it's just one of those awkward situations where you just never mix business with pleasure. Let me say something about this. You remember you said that you actually told your wife this? Now, I think that in a relationship you should be open. I don't think you can't be you can't express love correctly if you're hiding things from your partner, right? And you can't be like holding all these secrets that you can't share with your partner, because it becomes where there's too much.
The truth's gonna come out.
Yeah, and you don't want that awkward moment when you slip and say something.
Exactly.
I want my partner to know what's going on with me emotionally too, you know?
Yeah.
But just so you know, that didn't go over well with my wife at the time.
I didn't think it did. That's why I said you're so brave.
She blamed me. She said that I entertained it, and there was another thing that she completely introduced me to at the time, which was something called emotional cheating.
That is real.
Which is something that I wasn't even aware of.
Oh, yeah.
and was actually guilty of some of that. But at some point in the future, we'll actually discuss that. But at least, the thing is that as humans, we all have these flaws where we feel moments of vulnerability. And these are the, oh my God, what did I do moments, And so it's not that you're just trying to protect yourself in terms of you containing yourself. When you tell your partner, it's having like this extra buffer, this extra security too, that helps to keep you in line.
Right.
And some people disagree with that. Some people say, well, if you love somebody, why do they need to keep you in line? Well, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
We're not perfect people.
So then you are saying that cheating would be known as a mistake, even though you made a commitment to that person and chose to make that commitment?
If you cheat on your partner, then what you're doing is breaking that commitment that you made.
And wouldn't that be calculated as opposed to a mistake?
No, people do it like, have you ever been involved in a situation where you're with somebody, you have your partner, and the next thing you know, for whatever reason, and usually the times when you're most vulnerable is when you have an argument in a relationship.
Yep.
I can't emphasize this enough. People underestimate this. When you have an argument in your relationship, make up right away. Because I'm telling you, at that moment, your partner is vulnerable. Especially if you guys hurl insults at each other and that person is feeling hurt, then you want to be loved.
It sounds like that entropy is right there. You kept mentioning that word before and today. Yeah. It's right there at that cusp.
Yeah, because it's natural for your relationship. Everything is trying to tear a relationship apart. So when you tell them, I'm telling you, and it goes a long way too to your partner trusting you. Of course, my then wife had a hard time accepting that, and she was upset at me for a long time because she felt that I entertained it. But when I went to her, I actually broke that relationship off, and I told that client I couldn't work with her anymore, right? And we have to stop seeing each other. And this is what we have to do to prevent ourselves from cheating, If you feel like you're getting too attached, too close to somebody, then you have to break it off, or else things happen.
What do you think about the theory of the work wife, work husband? What do you think about that? Because it does exist. I've been a work wife, not even realizing I was known as the work wife at the office. So what do you think about that? Because there's no cheating, there's no nothing. It's totally innocent.
No, and listen, there are several relationships that are platonic in nature, and they never get to that sexual state or that state of intimacy.
Intense, yeah.
And that's more like a work-wife relationship is usually like that. You joke around about several things, and that person have your back, you have their back, but it's never gotten to the stage where you have, where you have sex with each other or,
correct,
that,
correct,
or kiss or make out with each other.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that's okay, and it's okay to have friends that are very close to you that you can interact with
because they care about you.
Yeah. Gotcha. But the moment you start entertaining serious sexual desires
or flirting
or, then that is the danger zone.
Ladies, what do you think about what he's saying? Because he's giving us so much good information. I'm over here in my head thinking of all the people that I know, opposite sexes. I'm into men. So the opposite sex, I have a lot of guy friends, and how that went and how that transpired within the relationships. And the times that I've said, we're just cool, but they saw something that I did not see. Years later, I come to find out the ex was right. What do you guys think about things like this?
I feel that the work wife and like the work husband title, that's something I disagree with. That's something I don't like. It sort of give that like that initiative or that little signal that something possible can happen. But that's just the
Okay.
title itself. And
Right.
I don't think I seen a lot of like good examples of it, because every time someone mentioned that, like you can see a spark between those two persons. So like people, so I don't really necessarily agree with that title. I don't think I want to use that title. I don't think I'd want my husband to even have a work wife. That's just me, my future husband. So
Agreed.
yeah.
Agreed.
But what if you don't know you're the work wife? Because I was a work wife and I didn't even know. And I'm like,
Nicole loves the title, so.
no, I don't like the title. 'Cause I didn't even know I had the title at that office. And I'm like, I just want to make sure that this person, I'm just a nurturing person. So that's just naturally me. So that doesn't mean I was interested in this man in any way, shape, or form. But if something happened to that man, I got his back. You know what I mean?
And listen, and like I know several, like Nicole used to work with me.
Yeah.
And we had, like, she was my right hand person, so we had a very close relationship. Not only as an office person, but as a close friend.
That's my brother from another mother.
But that's what it was.
That is true. That's all it was. It was never anything more than that. But I definitely, cared about him, his well-being, his family's well-being, his children, wife, and all the stuff that transpired in his life. You know what I mean? And it never went anything further than that. So I understand why you would say what you're saying, but I think the word wife or husband that's connected to anything, when you are not the actual wife or husband to that person, it's automatically going to set somebody off in their head. What do you think, Lenasha? Would that make you feel a certain type of way? Oh, your face is already telling me, Would that make you feel a certain type of way about somebody or something?
And actually, to Lenasha, I want to hear a little bit more about your perspective on, somebody remaining faithful, or how that works for you. Like, what's your opinion on that? Do you think you can really trust a man?
Okay, so two things. I'm just laughing at this whole work husband thing and wife because I literally just had a conversation with my coworker on Friday about this. He came up to me, he was like, I know who your work husband is. I was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? He was like, listen, he always be checking in on you, like making sure that you're good. I see you guys have conversations. I'm like, okay, and so what? Like, that doesn't mean anything. We're not texting each other. There's no like flirting with each other.
Nothing
it's just
after
like
work.
nothing after work. We're not hanging out with each other. It's just like asking you questions, having conversation, cool, like checking in on you, making sure that you're good, right? And granted, like this is my first year at that job, so yeah, he was looking out for me, is looking out for me, right? Which I appreciate. And then I was like, stop chatting right now. I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, if anything, you are my work husband and he's my work boyfriend, okay? I was like, you be taking care of me. I said, you get me lunch sometimes. I said, you always come in and check in for our technology. I was like, we text once in a while here and there, which we do, but nothing like, it's not like an everyday thing. It's just like maybe you want to get drinks. I'm going out with some coworkers, right? Like, or I'm going on vacation, have a great vacation. Like nothing out of context, right? And if I had a boyfriend for real, like I would definitely let him know, right? Like there's nothing behind it. And if you want me to stop boyfriend, if my boyfriend wants me to stop talking to him, fine. Like texting him at least out of respect, totally fine. And that's why I was just like laughing about this whole thing because I'm like, wow, this just happened to me on Friday, which is hilarious. But I think once again, like if you don't take it too far, if you're not texting each other, hanging out outside of work, like it's okay. Like that is a-okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the second thing that Nigel was bringing up in terms of like trusting a partner, believing them. I think that trust builds with actions and seeing how someone is acting on a consistent basis. You show me who you are. If you're a duck and you walk like a duck, then you're a duck. If you're a snake and you slither like a snake, then you're a snake, right? So if you're showing me who you are consistently over time, I'm going to trust that you are this person.
Right.
And this goes for everything, whether
Mhm.
that's you maybe like spending a lot of time with your friends, or not answering a phone call, or like saying even it goes for lies as well, right? Like
Mhm.
whatever it is that you see, however it is that you see a person acting like that, that's how that person's going to be in the long run.
Mhm.
um and I think you just have to trust that, because actions
Mhm.
speak louder than words. Like you can say something, right? Like a duck can try to imitate a cat as much as possible, right? But he's still going to act like a duck.
Right.
He's still gonna quack and not meow.
Right. So you can say all the things that you want to say, which sounds nice. But I think actions really and truly is the basis for a trustworthy foundation. And as you guys mentioned from before, like saying uncomfortable truths, not being secretive, owning up to like your mistakes, right? And working to repair them. I feel like, as Nigel has said earlier, you are so vulnerable when you and your partner are going through something. Like you want to immediately either talk to your best friend or find somebody else that would give you that time and energy, or
Right.
that love and affection that your partner isn't showing you at that moment. And so I really agree with that point in terms of making sure that you're fixing whatever it is that you need to fix with your partner within that 24-hour time period. Might be hard, of course, like you don't go into bed, like it feels uncomfortable. It's like, oh my God, I have to talk to this man, I have to talk to this woman. But at the end of the day, it's for the benefit of your relationship.
I like what she's saying, but I also thinking about there's different stages of mistrust. Like say like if you have a doubt or a suspicion, it can create anxiety, which will create a tumultuous relationship, which will create, instead of being together, now you guys are more separated. How would you say that someone can deal with that when they start with, remember when I said I give you, you walk in, clean slate, literally white canvas.
Right.
But the moment you screw it up, that canvas is as black as it comes,
Right.
or red.
So a lot of times in a relationship, once your partner is like, entertaining, the thoughts of somebody else, you can sense it.
Yes.
And a lot of times is that you just have to like trust your instinct. Now, it's important that you recognize if this is coming from a place of insecurity.
Huh.
Because a lot of times when we don't trust our partner, and some people are more trusting and some people are not. Like I've had like girlfriends that were completely obsessive. Like they analyze every single thing. If you're that kind of person, then, be aware of that, right? And know that you're coming at this from a place of insecurity.
Or maybe
right?
trauma.
That too. As a matter of fact, that's that girl I was talking about, she was coming out of a relationship where her partner was notoriously cheating on her.
Oh no.
So therefore she was looking for all these little examples that just didn't exist. So she didn't trust anything. But once you have a partner that you really, trust with and you're open with and honest, and ladies, let me just say this. Stop telling your man that you're never attracted to any other man. It's one of those things that women do. They will never admit this.
We're trying to keep the peace. We don't want to get into an argument. That's why we say it. We know we're attracted to other men. We don't want you guys to know.
When you're involved with somebody and they're just like constantly, like, I know that my partner is a human being. Mm-hmm. I know that there are other guys out there that she's gonna find attractive. It's beautiful. Just natural, right? But when women like completely deny this, that it's not happening, I find it's deceptive. And then you're kind of like, can I really trust this person that won't admit their true feelings to me.
Remember, I just said maybe sometimes out of fear because of the relationship that they're in. Maybe then a person, I'm speaking from experience, that I've been asked that in relationships, but I was too afraid to be honest because I knew it would create something bigger than what it was. There was nothing existent. So with this particular person, it would have been worse than it was at the time. So sometimes we say things to protect ourselves, to protect the relationship, to protect the other person that they think something is going on. So with a person that is afraid, like if a woman is afraid, because you're saying women, just tell the truth. If a woman is afraid to tell her man, husband, whatever, other female, other woman, if she's into women, what would you say that they should say, or how they can say this to their person, that they're afraid? Should they even be in that relationship? Like what can we do about that?
Yes. Oh, can I step in real quick? So I had this guy that I used to talk to like a couple of years ago, and I was so into him. Like I was like, this is gonna be my husband. We just, started off on the right track. We had the same goals in life. He was so attractive. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like I'm putting my all into you. You're gonna put your all into me. Let's get it popping. And eventually, as we, kept learning each other, I guess, and it's probably at my fault too, but I would say certain things where it was just like, oh, like wow, that guy is so hot, like he's attractive or whatever the case is, but I'm still here with you, right? Like I'm still in this relationship with you. And I think, we had conversations, of course, about it where it was just like, oh, like how would you feel if you were to if I was to tell you that I found this girl hot or I found this girl attractive? I'd be like, I would agree with you. I'd be like, yeah, she is cute. She is hot. Like that's fine, right? Like that's okay. And I think for him, it came from more of like an insecure place. And he admitted that eventually as well, where it was just like, this is something that I've been struggling with, even in his past relationship that he's been in for 5 years, and not coming to deal with me, where it's like, I'm secure in myself and I'm secure in what we have going on, where it's like, I'm okay with me saying this about another man, even if he is my type. At the end of the day, I'm coming home to you. Like you are the person that I want to grow and build with, right? And so if he honestly was not insecure, then we would have probably been married by now. We probably would have been, having kids by now. But because that really took a toll on him, he just couldn't handle that. And I was like, all right, well, I guess, yes, I made adjustmts, of course, but he broke up with me before like that could even go, even further.
Does that feed into not knowing thyself that we were talking about before? Because if we know ourselves, we would have confidence with who we are and what we can and cannot handle.
Yeah, it's insecurity is a relationship killer.
Yep.
So many issues in relationships are based on the fact that we're insecure. 5 minutes, okay. It's like there's nothing you can do, like, because insecurity comes from a deeper place where it's based on your life experiences,
right?
And based on things that's happened to you in the past, right? Some people have a hard time overcoming past traumas, whereas some people deal with it and move on. I am like you, Lanasha. I have no problem with my wife saying to me, oh, a guy's hot. I'm like, you think so? And we joke about it, we move on. I'm okay with that because that doesn't bother me, right?
Because you're confident in who you are.
Yeah, but most men have that problem. They do not want to know that their wife is attracted.
Could it be because it's exactly that? You know who you are.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless.
You can't fix people like that, right? What you could suggest is that maybe they, take some therapy here and there to address that issue, because that is a deep-seated issue, a deep-seated problem that they have to deal with. But this, like, over and over again, like, several relationships are destroyed by, several good relationships too that have, like, great potential, because one person is just really insecure. But in your case, Lanasha, if that's who he is, the bottom line is that you guys were not compatible with each other. So as much as you loved him and as much as he might have loved you, this is going to be a problem down the line. So it's best that you guys went separate ways now than later on. You're trying to make it work and everything is like pulling apart. So it's also too, it's important that you discuss all these things, with your partner. And I would say before you start doing that, before you start saying, oh, look at that attractive guy or whatever, feel them out first to see how they would react to things like this. Discuss it, gauge their sensitivity level before you start doing this, and if they're okay with it, then, listen, it's fun when you can be open with your partner. It's fun when you can say things like that. It's like, literally about 2 weeks ago, I was walking on the street with my wife, and there goes this girl, and she was looking hot. And I said to her, ooh, look at that girl. and she looked at her and she says, she's a hot one, isn't she? And we laughed about it and we're gone. Now, when you have a partner you can say stuff like that to, it makes it so much better. It makes it, because you don't have to hide things. You know what I mean? It's when you have feelings that you're keeping inside, these are the kind of stuff, like, if you have to hide everything from your partner, man, I don't know. I just can't do that. And I can't be with somebody that I have to do that with.
I'm thinking about the relationships that I've had and the ones that I was able to say, look at that girl, she's beautiful, as opposed to other guys that I wasn't able to. And what I can say, only, again, personal experience, the guy that I was open with to like that, I was not interested in. It was nice for the time being, and that was that. But the guy that I really wanted to be with, the guy that I really wanted to have a relationship with, I wasn't able to be that way. Right. What would you think was my issue then?
Because, so this...
Because I'm possessive too, so maybe that's it.
I touched on this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to bring this episode to a close shortly. But one of the things that's happening here is that you are so in love with this person, and so you're so timid to show them the real you, because you're afraid that they may not like it. So I could tell you this, that relationship was not going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
and because if you're with somebody and you can't be yourself, it's not going to work. Right? And that's exactly what it was. You're afraid to express your true personality, be your true self, because you're afraid of the way he's going to take it.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And you can't go through a relationship living like this. You just can't.
Ladies, what do you guys think about that? Because right now my brain is like that emoji with the exploded head. That's where I'm at right now, because he said exactly what I needed to hear. I wasn't ready for that.
And let me just address one closing here. So to answer the question, can you trust your partner? The answer is yes and no.
Okay.
If you're expecting that your partner is only going to love, you, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's not going to be the case. Oh, wow. Your partner is going to find other people attractive and other people compelling. The only thing that's going to stop your partner from cheating is the fact that they have committed themselves to you. And they're going to live by that commitment. So it's based on an honor system. I promise you this, and I'm going to stick by that. Everything
that you're saying, oh my God, you don't understand. I'm literally sitting here reflecting on past relationships and what went wrong and what transpired. And a lot of it was due to mistrust, because someone was dishonest. Then the next one becomes dishonest. And that's the beginning of the end, if I can be honest. And I'm only speaking of, personal experience of how it went down. And do I take full accountability of my own crap? Absolutely. I'm always accountable of my crap. So I take a responsibility for my crap, but I also take accountability of not knowing my true self prior to starting that relationship.
And the one last advice I would give is encourage your partner to share their thoughts with you, especially when it comes to people that they find attractive.
And don't ridicule them,
Right?
because you'll never get that again.
No, right. Be open, and you want this information because, and I say this over and over again, it helps you protect them from themselves.
Oh my God.
Because all of us at some point, no matter how secure relationships are, we all feel, vulnerable at times, and we all reach out in that moment. And when your partner knows, she knows that if you're spending too much time on the phone with John, maybe you should say, babe, you may not be aware of this, but you're spending a lot of time on the phone with so-and-so. It's that little cue that reminds them, and sometimes they're not aware of it, and it's also a cue for you too to do something, recognize that your partner is feeling low and needs,
vulnerable.
And need for you to this is where you express a little bit more affection. This is when you reach across the aisle and try to bring things back.
Gotcha.
And don't take it personally. Don't think that, oh, well, maybe she's going to leave me, or, because the moment you start thinking like that, your thoughts just take off on their own.
Absolutely.
And then it becomes a whole destructive thing, focus on bringing things back in the fold, focus on upkeeping and counteracting those destructive forces at work.
Gotcha.
That's my closing point.
To bring this to a close, what do you guys think?
I was just going to say that this doesn't only just go for arguments. I know of a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, who have been in a relationship with her boyfriend for almost 12 years. And for the last 2 years, he has been cheating. Did she know? Not at all. Until he came out to her and was just like, hey, I've been seeing somebody for the past couple months. And when I tell you that they haven't had an argument, there's no tension between them. They take care of each other. You would have never thought that he was out here doing whatever he was doing. And granted, as I said, they've been together since high school, right? This is from being a teenager until an adult, you make a lot of changes as a person. But I think that, hearing you say only when a person is only vulnerable in an argument. No, a person can be vulnerable.
No, sorry.
No, I know you weren't saying that specifically, but I just want everyone else to know that's not the only time that we can be vulnerable, right? You don't really ever know when someone is vulnerable or they want to, they want to explore outside of what their relationship.
Right.
I'm curious, how did they resolve that, Lanasha?
There's no resolving yet. There's still.
So is he still cheating and she knows about it now? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, they're not together.
Oh, so there was a
so
They're
wait.
not together.
When she found out, did she?
She
dump
tried
him?
working things out with him. It wasn't an immediate dump. It was months of trying to work things out with him. Hey, I hear you. I hate the fact that you made a mistake, but because I love you, I want us to work this out. And he was just nope, don't want to. I don't want to. I don't have the energy for you. And the forth. And now that she's been entertaining somebody else and seeing someone else who treats her like an absolute queen, he came back into her life. He's oh, well, I want to work things out with you and this, that, and the fourth, and blah, 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 blah. And to me, it's do not give this man access to you, please.
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's...
It wouldn't be a bad idea to probably hear him out, but this is when he would have to really break down and explain what happened here. Usually, a lot of times when people cheat in a relationship, there's a breakdown in the relationship, right? And it usually happens over a period of time where things start falling apart. And sometimes it's obvious, sometimes you're just oblivious to the fact that things are gone so far. But there's a breakdown in relationship, and it's important that, your girlfriend kind of like explore that to find out where things start going wrong here and what, caused that.
Yeah, but even if that is the case, say something, right? Like, be
Yeah.
honest about how you're feeling. Like, you did not have to go entertain somebody. You could have came to your girlfriend and been like, you know what, like, I'm feeling this type of way. We've been together for this long. Like, right now, I want to explore something else, right? Not saying that I don't want to be with you, but I want to explore something else, and I want the same thing for you. Right? Like, at least give that equal opportunity. But
yeah. I have a friend that happened to, and the wife found out that he was cheating. They went to therapy, and the next thing we know, they're now in an open relationship where the wife is now, on weekends, she's allowed to go see her boyfriend, and he's allowed to go see. No,
that's some bull.
No. Actually, they have a beautiful relationship now, as crazy as that sounds.
So then they're in an open relationship because they've known each other for so long and they don't want to die by themselves. So they rather stay with each other in a legal in a legal contract, and then still boink anybody that's out there.
Right. That makes no sense. Like, come on.
Don't we all got mommies and daddies that can do that for us?
A lot of this is just, communication. Like, you just have to let your partner know how you're feeling. And when you're feeling down, misunderstood, you have to let your partner know, And a lot of times, like, people try to talk, and every time they try to talk, it ends up in an argument. Right? We just have to be aware of that and like make a conscious effort to be very calm when especially if it's something that's really important, because we tend to just blow up and we give our opinion, then we shut down, and that doesn't help anything. For you to understand and fix a problem, you need to understand where your partner is coming from, and a lot of times we just don't give them that that room or that door to really express themselves completely to us, because it goes against what we're thinking and what we believe, so we just shut it down.
And sometimes we're already hurt, so where we're hurt and we don't feel like we're being heard besides being hurt, that we want to be right all the time. And I know you're doing this, I know. And then when somebody finally says, yes, I'm doing it, and what? A lot of the times they're gonna be, Janae, what do you think about all of this stuff?
I think it's pretty good. From this podcast, from this session episode, I realized that you should always trust your partner's actions rather than solely dependent on their words or what they're speaking, because you need to see their consistent actions to judge their character and see whether or not you can trust them. And Nigel's point about his arguments about how you should immediately make up with your partner immediately after the arguments, because that's after the arguments, that period after, misunderstandings creeps in, and thoughts about cheating and thoughts about exploring other people will overtake your brain. So it's possible, and it's very important to just try to make up as soon as possible.
I want to thank everybody here for all your thoughts and all your ideas. Nigel, I love that all the information that you come to us with, you are broadening my horizons. And with that, we bring this episode to a close. I hope that anybody that's in a relationship, romantic, friendship, siblings, that you know how to trust yourself. Because if you can trust yourself, you'll be able to trust others. You'll see who they truly are, but you got to see who you truly are first. Thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you in the next episode.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, folks. See you soon.
For more episodes, in-depth articles, exclusive insights on love and relationships, or to provide feedback and suggestions, please visit lovemisunderstood.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletters. Love Misunderstood podcast series was created by Nigel Kettle. This episode was hosted and produced by Nigel Kettle and Nicole Pacheco, with extended guests Lenarsha Prescott and Janae Days. Production assistant Celeste Rosario. Special thanks to everyone who submitted questions and comments. We value your input and feedback. Keep them coming. Love Misunderstood is a Kettle Media Concepts production.